everyone, Vicky here and welcome to this next YouTube video. So this class is going to be focusing on trying to release tension. I don't know about you, but whenever someone says, if you're feeling stressed and someone says to you, relax, it's not very helpful. Same if you're feeling really full and tense and full of energy, like you just need to relax and release. Someone telling you just to breathe is not very helpful. So hopefully some of the techniques in this class will help you to feel like your shoulders are relaxing, tension is melting away. It's perfect if you're feeling a little bit stressed. So this month at the moment we have the Dubai 30-30 challenge. This class is perfect if you're feeling like you want to move a little bit but you don't want to go through a full 30 minutes of cardio, for example. Here's your perfect way to move. For those of you who don't know, Dubai, from the end of October till the end of November, we have a challenge run by the government, which is to have 30 minutes of movement for 30 days. So if you're not in Dubai, please feel free to join in with this anyway. So we're actually going to begin standing up. So come to the top of your mat or wherever you wish. And as always, I say move with your body. Please take your time. You shouldn't need any props unless you are feeling particularly tight. You might want to grab a block maybe. Otherwise we'll begin. So have the feet underneath the hips here. Have a nice little bend in the knees. And then we're just going to stand tall and we're going to close the eyes. And there's a reason that we're starting standing. It does involve getting a little bit silly. Might make you smile, which is even better because often we hold a lot of tension in our face. And smiling actually uses less muscles than frowning, so think of it as a way of trying to release tension in the face. So as you're standing here, just start to become aware of your feet on the floor. Maybe lifting up your toes, spreading them wide, and then pushing them back down in towards the earth. And then just start to take a very subtle, gentle sway from side to side. And just stay with this subtle sway from side to side. And now start to bring your attention to your breathing. And just notice, no need to change anything about the breath, but just become aware and notice what's going on. It's still possible to hold tension within our breath. And as you sway from side to side here, nice and gently, maybe start to think about breathing into your belly a little bit more. Feeling the belly push out as you breathe in. And return back to center as you breathe out. And if you find this quite challenging, you're not alone, that's very common. You're welcome to bring a hand onto your belly and maybe that will help you to feel the belly move in and out as you take that inhale and exhale here. We'll take around 3 more breaths here. And then slowly, without any sudden movement, you'll slowly start to bring yourself back to center. Release the hand if it's on the belly, allowing the arms just to relax down either side of the body. And then bring the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth if it's not there already. Very gently, just turn the corners of your mouth upwards, as if you're taking a tiny little smile. And then bring yourself back to that belly breathing. Maybe as it becomes a little bit more comfortable, you can breathe a bit deeper into the belly. From here, we're going to start to get a little bit silly. So you might be in the room on your own, perfect. If there's others around you, don't worry, you've all got your eyes closed. From here, we're just going to start to bend the knees, almost like you're kind of bopping along to music. So you're kind of jumping, well, not jumping, but you're just bouncing to music here. Maybe you found that little sway from side to side as you bounce through the knees here. And then just stick with this to begin with. We all know if we're feeling tense, you tend to feel uptight, you lose that kind of dynamic movement in the body. So see if you can just start to relax through the feet, relax through the legs, maybe taking a bigger bounce and a bigger sway from side to side. And then notice how the rest of the body just starts to get involved. And now you're swaying from side to side, the torso gets involved, moving here. The shoulders get involved, the arms are hanging heavy, maybe swaying from side to side. And then see if you can start to bounce a little bit more here, maybe moving the arms around the body here. If that doesn't feel natural to you, you can just allow them to swing around in front of you. You're welcome to open your eyes and look at how I'm moving, if that gives you any inspiration, but try and just think more about bouncing and moving through the limbs with ease, without thinking about that muscle engagement. And then keep that bouncing in the legs. Come to center with your torso. And then with your arms extended out in front of you, start to shake your hands out here. You can imagine that this is like some really funky dancing that you might see on the dance floor on a Friday night, if that's your thing. And you again sway from side to side here, imagining you're flicking water off your fingertips. Maybe get the head involved, swaying from side to side, maybe lifting one foot a little off the floor. And again, change it up if you want to sway from side to side. Instead, you can, but allow the whole body to move here. And then keep going with this for another couple of breaths, not worrying too much about where the breath is going. No focusing on that deep inhale or deep exhale, just allow it to happen naturally. And then from here, we are going to slowly bring ourselves back to stillness. So slow it down, no sudden stopping. We're trying to relax the nervous system here. So if we suddenly stop, it comes a little bit of a shock towards the nervous system. So slow it down, take your time until you find that tiny subtle movement in the feet, swaying from side to side again, until you find complete stillness standing here. Bringing one hand onto your heart center and the other hand onto the belly. Let's take 3 huge breaths here. So great big inhale through the nose, a long exhale through the mouth, and you can audibly sigh here if you wish. And then from here, let's bring the hands to heart center, allowing yourself to just stand quietly here for a moment. Tuck your chin towards your chest, gently blink your eyes open. Release the hands. Hopefully you feel like your mood is a little bit uplifted. Being silly is always a good idea. So from here, let's come to seated. So you can be facing towards the top of your mat. I'm just going to turn to you so you're able to see. Go ahead and cross your legs in a comfortable way here. And again, you're welcome to sit on a block if you wish. From here, we're going to take some really slow shoulder rolls. So just allow your hands and your arms just to hang out here. Okay, so we're going to close the eyes or keep them open, or maybe a soft gaze in front of you here. Imagine that you're going to bring your shoulders forwards, bring them up to the ears, push them back and then down. And then you're going to take this movement with your breath. So an inhale moves the shoulders forwards and up. The exhale moves the shoulders back and down. Let's take 2 more like this. Inhaling, shoulders forwards and up. Exhaling back and down, so it's much slower than you're probably used to last time. Allow the shoulder blades to settle on the back, and then we'll take it the other way. So this time you'll inhale, shoulders move back and up. Exhale, shoulders move forwards and down. 3 more. Move with that full inhale and that full exhale, slowing everything down so that you have the opportunity to notice where in the shoulders are you holding tension. Can you feel any clicks or clunking going on? And then from here, just allow the shoulders to fall naturally. We're going to bring the right fingertips to the floor here. Inhale your left arm up to the sky and pause here for a moment. As you inhale, think about reaching the left side of your body further up towards the sky. Firmly keep your hips planted down towards the floor. Take a side bend here, maybe bending through the right elbow. Turn your heart towards the front of your mat, opening your chest, maybe gazing up here. And again, let's take a bit of movement here. So as you inhale, push into your right hand, lift up slightly. Exhale, slowly release down to the floor. 3 more. Inhale, lifting slightly. Exhale, lowering down. Last 2 here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Last time, inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Now this time we're going to take it into a twist. So inhale, both arms up. Right hand will come across the body. Left hand comes behind. Plug your fingers to the floor, roll the shoulder back, grow tall through the crown of the head. Your heart moves forwards as your neck turns. Or I should say your upper body turns, sorry. And then we're going to take a little bit of movement with the eyes. So continue to look back behind you, but rather than using your neck to twist and look behind you, use your eyes. So really see if you can use your eyes to look right into the corner of the room behind you, stretching through the muscles that help to support them. Breathing in here, breathing out. 2 more breaths, and notice what's the right shoulder and the right arm doing. Can you help relax them a little bit more here, using that inhale and exhale? As you inhale, unravel, reach the arms up overhead. We're going to take it the other side. So left hand comes towards the floor, then pause here, so there's no rush. Inhale, reach up through the side body. Plug your hips and your bottom to the floor. Take that side bend, maybe bending through your left arm. And again, try not to collapse towards the floor. If you need to lift up so that you can spin your heart towards the front of your mat, you get a little bit more out of this. Reach the fingertips away from you, and if it's comfortable, turn to look up here, or allow yourself to look down towards the floor. And then again, let's take that movement. So as you inhale, you'll slowly lift up a little. Exhale, slowly lower down. Lovely. 3 more times. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lowering down. And let's take 2 more. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, down. Final one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. And then we're going to lift both arms up here, taking a big breath in. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring your left hand across the body, your right hand, plug it down behind you, and bring the heel of the hand quite close towards your bottom here. Inhale, roll the shoulder back, turn your heart towards the long edge of your mat, gently pulling your belly button in to help you spin towards the back of your mat. And then again, think about the neck here. So again, this is a place we hold a lot of tension. Try and relax the muscles around the neck and use your eyes to look towards the back of your mat. 3 breaths here, focusing on your left shoulder, relaxing away from the ears. Full breath in and a full breath out. And then as you inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands down, and let's switch the position of the legs. So cross your legs the other direction now. And then we're going to start to work on tension through the hands. If you do a lot of typing, then you've probably got tension in the wrists and the hands. So from here, push an imaginary wall away from you. And really start to think about pushing through the heel of the hands here as you sit tall, relaxing the shoulders down and away from the ears as much as you can right now. Okay, so it's just being mindful and aware of allowing the shoulders to come away from the ears. So from here, we're going to take a big breath in, pushing through that heel of the hand. Exhale, you're going to bring your fingers to touch. Turn your fingers to the floor and almost imagine you're scooping ice cream up here. So you're pushing the back of the hand away from you and the fingers are now pointing towards you here. Shoulders stay down. Inhale, spread and open the fingers as you reach them up to the sky. Push away with the heel of the hand. Exhale, fingers together, scoop under. Nice. Let's go for 2 more. So inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Final one here, inhale, lift. Exhale, down. And then just shake the hands out. And then bring the hands down to the floor. We're going to make our way into an all-fours position from here. So in this all-fours position, have the knees slightly apart. Bring your big toes to touch here. And we're going to transition into a child's pose. We're going to take some movement here. So send your bottom back towards your heels. And then keep your hands firmly plunked down on the floor and your elbows lifted here, because we're going to move forwards in a moment. So you're going to allow yourself to drop down to the floor as much as is comfortable for you. And let's just pause here for a moment, noticing where you're holding tension here. Can you imagine that you can send your breath to that area just to help release? And if it helps breathing out through the mouth, then please do. And again, thinking about the facial muscles. Tip of tongue to roof of mouth. Slight smile at the corner of the mouth. And then let's move from here. So as you breathe in, push into your fingers and keep your chin tucked. Round through the spine like an angry cat as your shoulders stack over the wrists. Now from here, if you're like me, you will want to separate your toes, but you can keep them together if that works for you. Start to wave your hips down towards the floor, unraveling through the chest, lifting the chin, lifting your heart here. And then when you're ready, we'll start with the chin. The chin will tuck first. Push the floor away with your hands. There's a little bit of strength here too. Tuck your chin, draw your belly in, move slowly with grace. Bring the big toes together if they came apart. Angry cat. Come back down to your child's pose. And let's continue this but move with the breath. So inhale, chin tucks. Push into the floor, round through the spine, move forwards. Exhale, drop the hips, unravel through the spine, keep energy in your fingertips, lift your heart. And then inhale, drawing everything in. Exhale, big toes touch, sit back down again. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Final one. Inhale, lift yourself back up to all fours, stacking the hands underneath the shoulders here. Turn your fingertips out to the sides of your mat. And then have a go at this, because this is quite a challenge for some of us. Can you bend your elbows out to the side slightly? I'll turn this way so you can also see. It's quite challenging, but what we want to do is the eye of the elbow needs to face in towards the middle of your mat, like so, And then you're going to bend your elbows and you'll feel quite a deep stretch somewhere across the forearms, maybe into the wrists and the fingers. Have a little play with that. It might take a few times of getting into it for some of us. And then you can take a little sway from side to side, keeping the pressure even through those fingertips here. And then we're going to come back to center. Now from here we're going to flip the fingers up towards the face, the palm up towards the face. Press down through the back of the hands. Try and straighten your arms as much as is comfortable for you, okay? Then notice if the shoulders have hiked up to the ears. Can you imagine that you're trying to wrap your shoulders round here to give yourself a little bit of lift and create space between the earlobes and shoulders. If this feels like too much for you, I suggest sitting backwards a little, maybe even onto the heels, and taking this position instead. Still good release through the wrists and through the hands. We're going to take 2 more breaths here wherever you are. And then flip your hands back to face the front of the mat. Bring your knees together. Sit back on your heels here. And then we're going to take it back into the neck and into the shoulders once again. So from here, your bottom is sitting onto your heels, or maybe you have put a blanket underneath if your bottom feels uncomfortable sitting on your heels. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up, interlace your fingers, flip your palms up towards the sky here. And really imagine you're trying to push with the palm of the hand up towards the sky. So you are elevating your shoulders now. It's the opposite of what we've just been talking about. Your shoulders are reaching up as you're creating that space down the side of the body and in between the ribs. Take a big breath in here. Exhale, just the right hand comes down towards the floor and try and reach the fingertips as far away from you. So the arm has some activity in it. Your left hand wraps over the top of the head and touches the opposite ear. The shoulder must relax. And then drop your ear to the shoulder as you reach your right fingertips away from you here. You're welcome to close the eyes. It happens naturally for some of us. Now from here, take a big breath in and a big breath out. We're going to change it up. We're staying in this position, but I would like you now to gently push your head up into your hand. You'll feel some activity switching on in the neck, maybe the shoulder, maybe in your arm as well, as it has to try and hold the head in position. Take 1 more breath here. And then exhale, relax here. And then you're going to bring both hands up towards the sky. Flip your hands. Reach up here, taking a great big inhale, trying to pull your lower ribs in slightly, so we're not puffing up through the chest too much here. And then let's take it the other way. So with your left hand, reaches down towards the floor, and again, energetically reach with your fingertips to get a stretch down the side of the arm. Bring your right hand across the top of the head, relax the shoulder down, and then from here, lower right ear to right shoulder. And notice again, where can you feel the stretch? Where can you feel that release of the tension? Maybe you close the eyes, allowing yourself to feel into the body a little bit more. 1 more breath here. And then we're going to take that same idea of pushing the head up into the hands. So just gently push the head upwards a bit, so you're feeling a little bit of strength coming in. Take another breath here. Exhale, release that feeling. Inhale, reach both arms up towards the sky once again. Turn your palms towards the front of your mat. Draw your elbows down to your ribs as you cactus your arms, hugging your elbows into the body. Now we can elevate the chest and you can squeeze the shoulder blades towards one another, lifting your heart, and just notice what your neck would like. Maybe it would like to look up slightly. Maybe it would prefer to look forwards. Let's inhale, reach the arms up overhead again. Exhale, same thing, pull down, lift your heart here. 1 more time, inhale, lift up. Exhale down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands to the floor, and then just give a little shake. Shake, shake, shake of the feet, of the legs, whatever you wish. Nice. And then from here, make sure you're in the middle of your mat and come down to lie on your belly here. So I don't mind how you get there. Now from here, extend your right arm off your mat, palm faces down. Turn your head to the left. Relax the ear. Point your left toes to the sky now. Using your left hand, roll yourself onto your right hip. I promise you the floor is somewhere behind you. Your left foot will find it. And you'll find that you're in a twist and a stretch at the same time. For some of us, the left knee may end up lying quite close to the floor. For some of us, we might be able to lift that left knee up to the sky, flattening the left foot down. Let's take a nice big breath in here and a long breath out. Another one like this. Slowing everything down. And slowly roll back onto your belly. We're going to take this the other way, so it will be your left arm that extends out. Turn your head to the right. Your right hand comes down to the mat in line with your chest. Point your right toes to the sky. Gently push into your right hand, rolling your right foot behind you. And again, maybe it just finds the floor. And maybe you find the knee remains quite close to the left leg. Maybe you find that you can open up that right knee towards the ceiling, allowing the right foot to come flat towards the floor. And again, 3 breaths here, and notice, is there any gripping, any holding on somewhere that isn't really necessary? Just notice what happens if you just told those muscles to ease off. Does anything happen other than just releasing the tension? One final breath here. And then we're going to lower back down onto the belly. Bring both hands either side of the chest. Roll the shoulders back. Glue the tops of the feet to the floor. Energetically reach away with your big toes. Squeeze your bottom gently, pulling your belly in. Gentle cobra. Exhale, come down. And we're going to keep moving in this cobra. I would like you to not come up as high as your ego is telling you to. Because often what happens is the shoulders start to rise up towards the ears, like I am demonstrating. So let's stay low and relax the shoulders here. 2 more with your breath. Continue to energetically reach away through your toes, exhaling down. One final time here, reminding yourself to draw the belly gently into the spine and lower down. Tuck your toes under here. Draw your belly in, keep your elbows tight, push to all fours. Let's take it into downward facing dog, so lift your knees up. Take it back and straight away, walk it out. Do whatever you wish, okay? There is no right or wrong here. If you don't want to take down dog, I would suggest taking a child's pose with your toes tucked instead. Maybe this is what you need today to help release the tension. Take any movements that you wish. And then from here, let's find stillness. If you're in your child's pose, I suggest taking a side stretch and walking your hands over to one side and allowing your head to drop. If you are in downward facing dog, ensure that your feet are hip distance wide. We're going to drop the heels towards the left. Your toes will face to the right. Now glue your right hand into the floor and elevate both hips towards the ceiling for a side stretch. Take a big breath in. Exhale back to center. Child's pose. Take your stretch the other way. Otherwise, if you're in down dog, drop your heels to your right, toes to the left. And again, push your hips back. If you need to bend your knees here to give you a bit of leverage, please do. And then reach and ground down through your hands. Lifting both hips high equally. Take a big breath in. Exhale back to center here. Drop the knees to the floor, bringing them together, untucking the toes. Allow yourself to turn into a little ball here. Maybe you slide a blanket under the head if it doesn't reach the floor, or a block or a cushion. Interlace your hands behind your back, and then reach your arms up and overhead here. Closing the eyes, drawing the shoulder blades towards one another as you reach the arms up and overhead. 2 breaths here. And on your next inhale, gently pull your belly in, rise yourself back up once again, and then just release the hands here. We're going to come to sit onto the bottom once again. And we're going to work through the ankles a little bit. So go ahead and allow your left ankle to just hang over your right knee. If you find your knees are too lifted here, I suggest sitting on a block. Now ensure that this foot is really floppy. Okay, so there's no energy. If we're trying to hold here, I'm not going to be able to shake my foot, so it should be nice and floppy. Now from here, your left hand is going to hold onto the lower leg or the ankle. Sit nice and straight here, the other hand will take the foot. Now I'd like you to take circles, but not circles using the foot, circles using the hand, which is actually harder than it sounds. Or maybe for you it's easy, I don't know. But take those circles, trying to relax and not use the foot, but use the hand to take the circles instead. Nice, let's take the circles in the opposite direction now. Lovely. And then we're going to switch to the other side. So, across your legs, allow your right ankle to hang over the edge again, floppy foot here. Right hand onto the lower leg, left hand onto the foot. Again, sit tall here. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere in the face, particularly if the knees are lifting. Sit on something, because not only will that allow your knees to relax, but probably allow your face to relax as well. So sitting tall, take your circles in one direction again. Lovely. And then we're going to take the circles in the other direction. Again, be mindful to use your hand, not your foot, to make the circles. Then from here, we're going to flip back into an all-fours position. Tuck your toes under, and then notice if your little toe is hanging out, really push back through your heels so all 10 toes can tuck under, then start to sit back. Now this is a big stretch for some of us, I appreciate that. So close your eyes, draw your belly in to help send that energy upwards here. 3 big breaths. And again, when things start to get challenging, we start to tense up. So if this does get too much, even when you're trying to breathe deeply, release the feet. Final breath here, tip of tongue to roof of mouth. Space between shoulders and ears. Gently blink the eyes open. Hands down. Untuck the feet here. Allow the tops of the feet to come down. Wiggle your knees and your feet so that they are touching. Bring the hands next to you. And we're going to take a little bit of movement in the opposite direction. So you might need blocks here potentially. If not, you can keep your hands on the floor. You're going to lift one knee up, pressing into the top of the the foot. Lower it down. Lift the opposite knee up. Lower it down. Let's move with the breath. Inhale to lift a leg. Exhale to place it down. Inhale to lift a leg. Exhale down. Let's take one more on each side here, releasing the tension through the front of the shins. This is nice if you run a lot. And then lower down once again. Lean forwards, maybe cross your ankles and roll back, or come into a seated position in your preferred way. And we're going to land lying on the back. And we're going to set up for a bridge pose. So the feet are hip distance wide, toes face forwards, and then relax the head down. towards the mat, hands down towards the floor here. And just take a moment, maybe closing the eyes, to pause. And just notice, how is the body feeling? Where is there still tension? For me right now, I feel like my shoulders are hugging into my chest. I know I need to try and think about broadening across my collarbones. Maybe the hands move out wider to allow that to happen, but just pause here for a moment. Allow the hands to stay wherever they are, but keep the palms down towards the floor. Now I'd like you to become aware of your pelvis. For most of us, there's probably a little gap at your lower back where it's lifted away from the floor. We're going to think about squashing the lower back down into the floor by moving and lifting your pelvis up slightly. When I say up, I mean tilting it up. So if you imagined it's like a bowl of water, what I'd like you to do with your bowl of water is to imagine that you're trying to tip the water towards you. So your tailbone lifts slightly. You'll find that your core engages as you squash your lower back into the floor. Now this bowl of water, as you exhale, the lower back will lift, your tail drops towards the floor. Now you're tipping water towards your heels. Take it again, inhale through neutral, and then tuck the tail slightly so it rises away from the floor, squashing the lower back towards the floor. And again, exhale through neutral, then spill the water towards your heels once again. Let's take 3 more. If you're not very used to this movement, it can feel quite sticky and crunchy. That's normal. It's just practice. We'll take 2 more with the breath. Trying to think about relaxing through the upper body, through the legs. It's just the pelvis moving at the moment, with the core and with the back muscles. And then once you're done, return your bowl of water, your pelvis back to neutral. Wiggle your hands a little bit closer towards the mat, towards your body, onto your mat. We're going to take a bridge pose. So as you inhale, I'd like you again to think about moving with the pelvis first. Tip the water towards you so the lower back squashes down. Start to squeeze your glutes, your bum muscle, to lift the tail from the floor. Lift the lower back, the mid back, and the upper back here. Pause here for your inhale. Exhale, lower from the mid back, then the lower back, then the tail, and again allow the water to spill towards your heels. Let's take 2 more. Inhale, spill the water towards you, tucking the tail, engaging the glute muscles, lifting the hips, the lower back, mid back, and then again exhale, mid back, lower back, tail, tip the water away from you. Last time. And then bring the knees in towards the chest here. Take a little rock from side to side. And then come back to center. Let's take a final happy baby pose. So bring the arms on the inside of the legs. Maybe hold the ankles and shine the soles of the feet up. If you can keep your shoulders relaxed, so it's not about the ego, it's about the tension release, you can hold on to the outer edges of the feet. If you find your shoulders lift away from the floor like so, for today, give yourself a break. Hold on lower down, relax the shoulders here, flex the feet slightly, and maybe you think about just swaying from side to side here, if that's comfortable. Again, if that brings stress into the body and it's not very helpful rolling from side to side, then don't. Stay still, relax down, tail lengthens towards the top of your mat here rather than lifting up. One final breath in. Exhale, bring the feet down towards the floor and lengthen the body out. And then before we take it into a brief Shavasana, which of course you are welcome to lengthen if you wish, We're going to take a little bit of a technique here whilst lying on the back, where we're going to tense the muscles and then allow them to release. And this has been scientifically shown that once we've performed this with a muscle, the muscle will be more relaxed having been engaged. This is kind of how yoga works anyway. So, allow the hands to fall down so it's like you are in your Shavasana already. Close the eyes here. So it's not really any engagement at all through the body. And we're going to start with the face. So again, our eyes are closed. I'm not able to completely tense my face and continue to talk. So you might find that you will feel a little bit different to how I look, okay? So from here to begin with, I'd like you to really squeeze your eyes shut. Like you're really blinking. Squeeze the eyes shut, start to wrinkle your nose up here. I'd then like you to think about squeezing your lips like you're going to kiss someone. Really think about that kind of fish lips through the face here. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. We're going to hold for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Release through the face, all the muscles. Allow the head to get heavy. Notice if anywhere else in the body started to join in. It will get its own turns shortly, but just focus on the face for now. And then moving to the hands and the fingers and the shoulders. Start to curl your fingers in towards your hands, making a fist. Straight away you'll find your forearms start to fire up. Squeeze your hands into a fist. Start to straighten the arms so you'll find the back of the arms lift. Lift your shoulders up towards the ears. Hold it here for 4. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze for 3, for 2, and 1. Release. Again, notice where it started to join in again. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just interesting to learn what muscles automatically tend to fire up. And then we're going to bring ourselves towards our feet, our toes. Start to curl your toes under. Start to now, imagine even though they're curled, you're pointing your feet like a ballerina. This will fire up your calves. Start to lift your kneecaps to firm the front of the thighs, the back of the thighs. Start to squeeze your bottom. You might even feel your hips lift. Draw your belly button in. The body might move slightly and that's fine. Hold that tension for 4, hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Release. Lovely. Pause here for a moment. Find a smooth inhale and exhale that's natural to you. Then last similar exercise. Bring your knees in towards your chest. And bring your hands over the top of the shins and interlace them. So the same idea, we're going to tense the whole body at the same time. So take a big breath in here. Long exhale. And then as we inhale, lift your forehead towards your knees. Squeeze everything. Squeeze your toes, your fingers. Clench everything, including your face, your lips, your eyebrows. Clench everything for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Release down to the floor for your Shavasana. Hands out to the side, feet flopping up to the sides, and the head is heavy. Take a big breath in through the nose. Long exhale through the mouth. 2 more times, inhaling in, exhaling out. Allow yourself to get heavy here. And starting with the face. Scanning through the body, making your way down through the shoulders and the arms, and noticing if there's anywhere that's still holding a little bit of tension, a little bit of tightness. Not forgetting making your way down through the back, the hips, all the way down towards the tips of the toes. And then for today, I suggest doing this one last time, in case any tension crept back in as you focused yourself on another part of the body. Become aware of that heaviness and that stillness, that warmth of the body. We'll lay here for a few more quiet breaths. Very gently, start to move your fingers and toes. Bring your knees in towards your chest. And maybe rolling towards your right hand side. Pause here for a moment, head relaxed. Again, notice if tension creeps back in here. You holding your feet above the floor, holding your head above the floor. Breathing in here. Exhale, push yourself up to a seated position here. Cross-legged, kneeling, whatever you wish. Bring your hands together at heart center. As you breathe in, lift your shoulders gently now up towards your ears. Exhale, sigh through the mouth and release your shoulders down. You can repeat this again if you wish. Again, even though the hands are pressing towards one another, notice that if there's any tension left in the fingers, just ease off here. There's no need to hold on. From here, let's start to rub the hands together to create some heat. And then we're going to place the hands across the body, touching the shoulders. And just gently imagine you're pressing your shoulders away from your ears. Giving yourself a little mini hug here. Take a great big inhale. Exhale, release. Hands together at heart center. Pause for one last breath here. And then gently tuck your chin. Blink your eyes open. Release the hands down. Thank you for joining me for this tension release. I hope it has helped. I hope you can walk off your mat feeling a little bit less uptight, breathing a bit easier, and I hope to catch you another time. Please do check out my other YouTube videos as well. Thank you so much.